Welcome back to another episode of the Glory Hunter Career Mode here on FC24, where last episode we went ahead and lifted that World Cup trophy with the Netherlands. After completing the season in Germany, winning the Bundesliga and the DFB Pokal, we did fail to win the Champions League against Manchester City, but the fact we even got there was a miracle itself, and honestly enough there. We are now switching our gears over to Italy, one of the two nations that we have yet to conquer, Italy and Spain. We have chose Italy this season because they have Europa League football. They do not have Champions League football. They have Europa League football, so we will be going over to them and trying to win the Europa League next season. We did go ahead and just buy Vitor Roque for 41 million to bring him into the team, so he'll be the starting striker next season for sure, like he has been throughout this entire series. He has been the marquee player that we bring alongside because I am just attached to the hip to him apparently as a manager. Now the rest of the team, I actually can't show you that right now because I'm at the end of the season, but the team is gonna go. Our best player is Palacios and Carnesci. Everybody else is either aging really badly or just an awful player, so we are going to need a massive rebuild in this summer before the season starts to get this team up into the standards of winning the Europa League. We need a massive rebuild and they only give us 50 million. I mean, it's a good thing we have a lot of players on the squad hub. We have 35 players that we are going to pretty much almost transfer list all of them. If not, why can I not release Blanco? Did he just get added to the thing? I guess he could stay as a backup. But somebody like Baker, he is gone. Somebody like Regurti, he is gone. Tolu is gone. Van den Berg can stay. Van den Berg can go. I'm going to go through all these lists. I might keep a couple of these guys just to let them stay. That way we can have some squad depth. But most of them are on their way out, hopefully. Now, what do you do when you need to do a squad rebuild and you have quite literally no money to be able to buy enough players to rebuild an entire starting 11? You go ahead and go to the free agent market and look at some young players coming up. We go ahead and bring in Diego Almeida. He was offered by Rome. They actually rejected that. I gave them a couple of days to make sure that didn't go through, because once you go in for them, it's pretty much pointless. You'll win the battle 95% of the time against the AI club like that. So they actually rejected it by itself, so we went ahead and did that. We then go ahead and bring in Callum Holloway, an 18-year-old English center back. He will be coming over to Atalanta as well. And these two may and will truly start for each other, with each other this season. We then go ahead and bring in Raul Alvarez. He'll come in a left back with the market value of 15 million. He will be our starting left back for sure. He is probably the one out of these four or three at least, because Zimmerman is also kind of decent as well. We then go ahead and the last one we bring in is Sasha Zimmerman, 13 million market value, 77 overall, 19-year-old Cam. The only problem is I don't really have a good history with Cams as these youth players. They normally aren't very too good unless I bring them from a striker down to a Cam. They aren't normally too good, so he is a decent option, but I still might be on a market for another Cam as well, depending on how things go. But that is 4 positions that we have kind of locked up through the free agent market. I do have a couple more on here as well that we could bring in as squad depth. Honestly, like Adam could be squad depth, one of these left backs could be squad depth, and then one of these right backs could end up being squad depth as well. This guy could also be a CM very well as well, and in fact I think he might be a better CM, so I might go ahead and bring him in too. Looking through some of these, just like the scout things, they have an attacker as a World Cup prospect. I think I might go ahead and change that to not be an attacker, but just to be any single position, which I think it is any position now, right? Yeah, I think that's how it is. Any position, yes, any of them position. And then I don't know what these other guys are, but what I did see on this third tab here is a certain American who is a free agent, a Cam. perfect fit for exactly what we're looking for. 6'1". I did say I don't like German cams. This guy is being approached by AC Milan, so we might try and go and swoop in and not let them play this out and bring him in, because not only are we trying to build a champion or Europa League squad, we're also trying to bring and build a Serie A winning squad and a Copa Italia winning squad as well. Because it's really now or never, because we won't be coming back to any of these clubs. It will just be a failure. So we are going to try and bring in Gio Reyna on a free. Not try to. We will bring him on a free because we can't afford his wages. And that's just as easy as it is on FC24. It should be a little bit harder. You should be able to choose, or let them choose. Let the AI choose what you want to bring in. But here he is. He is great. He is coming into the squad. We have another American, Gio Reyna. I missed the Americans in the Bayer Leverkusen save in that season, so we bring one back here now, back to Atalanta, into the Italians. And maybe him and AC Milan, or him and Pulisic can run Italy together. Hopefully not Pulisic running it too much, but that would be interesting. Ooh, Pulisic. That just gave me a good idea for a winger, if I can afford him, which I probably can't. And you probably couldn't write this any better. Mr. Christian Pulisic, contract is expiring in 11 months. So that is interesting. His contract is expiring in 11 months, as you can see there. He's worth $33 million, so he hasn't been growing too much in this career mode Steve, unfortunately. Sometimes he does grow, and sometimes he'll be at 88 by the 4th and 5th season. And then sometimes he wouldn't really go because Rafael Leao would be playing a lot more instead of him, and he wouldn't get the move somewhere else, so he wouldn't be really allowed to grow. So he's now, we can probably get him close to, you can see there, $26.4 million. We could get him for a little bit cheaper than his market value. Now that is half of our budget, so we are going to go in here and try and see if we can do a swap deal with another winger, maybe like Thielman I think we have as a winger, or maybe like Cambiaghi. Cambiaghi might end up staying here though, because he is 25.79 overall. He looks half decent. I have to go look at his stats, but he looks half decent. But John Thielman, absolutely awful player. We are going to go ahead and offer him plus 12 million. See what they say. They just went straight up 28 million, which honestly isn't too bad. I'm going to try and get him for close to 20 million plus a release clause or a sell-on clause, whatever it is. We're obviously not going to sell him because we're not going to be here long enough to sell him. So 23.5 million. We are going to go down to 22.5 million. See what they are saying. This is half our budget though. Do we really want to be spending half of our budget? I mean, we haven't sold anybody yet, but do we really want to be spending half of our budget on one player when we could probably maybe loan someone else in? Do we bring in Christian Pulisic to the squad here? I'm half tempted to say yes, but I'm also more than half tempted to really say no. We're going to delegate it. That way it gives me at least a couple in-game days, see if we can sell anybody, because I quite literally haven't moved an inch. We've been given the green light to sign Christian Pulisic, and we have sold absolutely no one. The chances are we might actually go ahead and get a half-decent CDM replacement as well in the swap deal with Isaac Hine, a 19-year-old CDM that is 74 overall. I didn't even see that was a swap deal until I accepted it. But honestly, this guy, I mean, he's not really the best, but he is just good squad depth at the end of the day. So I guess we'll probably bring him in as long as everything goes through. We are going to go ahead and bite the bullet with Christian Pulisic and welcome to the club. He will go from one Italian club to another, in which this one he will start as long as he is healthy every single game, more than likely not, as we are looking to win the treble here with Atalanta. It's going to be our hardest challenge yet. We are going into the worst season and the worst team that we have played with this entire career mode series. I thought Lyon was going to be challenging. This one's a lot harder because this team is absolutely awful. Pulisic number 41. He will not be number 41. I will give him that number 10 shirt. Now, if you watch the all Spanish rebuild I posted about couple weeks ago now with Almeria. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's on your screen now. If I do edit this, I probably won't. You would have noticed I brought in a dude named Dione. I'm mispronouncing his name like crazy right now, but he has a market value currently of 28 million. He is a great young talent into the team now. He's honestly a little bit of a hidden gem. I don't see too many people in the career mode community talking about this guy. We are going to go ahead and bring him in. His contract is expiring within a year, so it's going to help us bring him in a little bit cheaper. And I'm thinking possibly trying to get rid of Thielman again. There is a transfer offer for him at the moment, but if I can get rid of him and make this deal just a little bit cheaper, I'm comfortable with that 13 million. I may be overpaid for him, and as you can see on your screen there as well, I'm bringing in Ricardo Ramos and Vicente Moya as backup options as our right back. And honestly, Ricardo Ramos might not be a backup. He might be the starting right back. We'll see how that goes in. But we are going to go ahead and bring in this youngster winger, and him and Pulisic are going to tear down the flanks with straight speed. He's obviously going to be on crucial because he is going to be one of our best players, one of our best wingers. He will be our best winger on that right-hand side. No release clause for him. He's currently on 26K. I'm going to go up 10K, see what he says to that. I'm going to go up 11K, see what they say. That reasonable offer. He's coming into the squad. Welcome to the club, you youngster. And as you can see on your screen, we now have 67 million in our budget. Let's go and see what we did. So we went ahead and sold a boatload of players here. We obviously bought in Thielman for 13, or bought in Dio for 13 million. We sold Hein for 20 million there. So he has been sold for 20 million plus the Kavalenko guy. We went ahead and sold Saul for 19.3. We sold Piccole for 9.8. We sold Alvaro for 7.6. Toloi for 5.6. Muniz for 4.3. Zorta for 1.6. We loaned out Citadani. We bought in Holloway. We bought in Mayada. We bought in Giorena. He's probably the best pickup for free this season. We bought in Alvarez. We bought in Zimmerman as well. So we now have 67 million. And looking at this, honestly, right now, center back maybe for Holloway because he's not quite ready. Keep training on Mayada. Maybe a right back for Mr. Soppy, but that is why we're also bringing in the other right back for the free agent market there. Other than that, we need bench players. We need a left winger bench player. We need a right winger, maybe a right winger bench player for Cambiaghi. We'll defend that. And then other than that, honestly, I'm trying to get rid of these players as well, but the chances are they probably won't leave, unfortunately. So other than that, maybe a center back. Maybe a CM for Guendouzi still. Vitaroku is a great striker. Veliz is a great striker backup option. We still need a backup option for Pulisic. Diallo is good. So yeah, 60 million for a center back should be doable. Maybe two center backs. Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. Ooh. Ooh. This guy right here. Ooh. Hold on. What's your defensive awareness? 78. Maybe. What about this guy? 23 million center mid. Oh, this guy right here. Hold on. We're going to transfer list him or short list him real quick. We go ahead and spend pretty much half of that 60 million on bringing in a center back from West Ham, the youngster Jorato, originally at Ajax his first season in the career mode in Ajax in real life at the moment. He is joining now over from West Ham in the center back who has a lot of pace on him. Can also play left back as well, so if need be, he could be used as a left back. But for now, he is going to be our main center back, or one of the two main center backs in that four-back formation. So that is good to see there. We have two more positions to upgrade, and then we should be set to go for the season here. And then we go ahead and bring in the youngster from Sevilla that I was looking at right before I went ahead and bought Hato. 27.5 million. We bring him in. Ernesto get the headers, he will join the squad. And for now, he'll be a backup. But if he does grow a little bit and kind of show some performances good enough, he could start over Guendouzi in that starting 11. But for now, he will join as a backup option in that midfielder. And as the last permanent signing we are going to make this summer window, as we now only have 9 million just like that, I am looking to loan in one right winger. You might have just seen it on your screen there. One right winger that's also not really going to be a right winger. He's going to be transitioned into a left winger and be a backup for Mr. Pulisic if that goes through. If it doesn't go through, then it is what it is and we just move on. We go ahead and sell one or two more players. We sell Anderson Talisca to Inter Milan for 18.6 million. He was honestly never really going to get any game time unless somebody got seriously injured and he had to sit on the bench, like if Roque got injured again or if Valise got injured. So we let him go. I believe there's going to be a couple more. No, there's not. There's a couple more working through right now. And more transfer business has been taken care of. Malamo, one of the just deadwood players that seem to never really leave the club, has left the club. So we sell him for 1.3 million there. We go ahead and sell some more players here as well. There should be at least a big clump coming up shortly. Yazukai has been sold for 7 million. There should be a big clump somewhere soon. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to go one by one. And then the winger that we brought in on loan has accepted terms and conditions, and he will join the squad. He is going to be a right winger at the moment, but we will transition him into a left winger. Maybe we might just keep him at a right winger, but he will be used majority of the time as a Christian Pulisic backup player. So he will join in. It's a youngster, Christopher Blondell, just one of the youth generation players over from Lyon. I don't know if he was at Lyon when I was at Lyon 2 seasons ago. And considering he's 19 years old, probably not. More than likely not, because he would have been 16, 17 years old. So chances are he actually wasn't there. And I think this is the big one that is going to open a little bit more doors. We went ahead and sold this guy for 70 million over to Lyon because honestly he is a great backup option for Victor Roku, but the chances are he would get a little agitated that he's not starting every single game. So we let him go. We could bring in somebody cheaper as a backup option for that striker position, and we could also bring in more players if we need to. Maybe a new right back, but Alajo Valise has been sold for 71.6 million, so that all of our money gone has been just reinstated just like that instantly with this transfer offer there. And we go ahead and do a swap deal with our right back Sapi. We bring in a youngster from Celta Vigo that is almost the same, just that tad bit better. And honestly, I think he's going to be better than Sapi is. So we bring him in pretty much for a sweep deal plus 3 million cash, which is honestly piss take to us now because we have over 100 million in. We have over 100 million in the transfer budget after selling all those players, especially Valise there. 112 million, which is absolutely insane. And this is the last signing I'm making 100 million%, at least in the summer window. We'll come back and revisit how things are going in January. Eddie Nketiah will join as our backup striker. Now, he will not want to play every single game like Valise would want. He will be just that slight little bit worse, honestly. But he does have great pace to come off the bench, and he does have that decent finishing to come off the bench and do a job. So Nketiah will come off of the bench for Victor Roku when need be. And welcome to the club, Eddie. And so, this is your starting 11. We have Carnesci in net, untouched at all. He hasn't been mentioned to be sold or anything. So he is untouched still. He stays as our goalkeeper. We have a back four consisting of Flores, Hato, Amiata, and Alvarez. A very inexperienced four back that could bite us in the back. Maybe we try and bring in some veteran into this team. Maybe some last minute deals. I did just say I'm not bringing anybody else in, so we'll see about that. We have a midfield trio of Guendouzi, Palacios, and free agent Gio Reyna. So that's our front three, and then we have our midfield three. We have a front three of Diallo, Roku, and Pulisic. On the bench, we have Eddie Nketiah, Blondell, Kambiagi, Zimmerman, Moya, Holloway, Gutierrez on the reserves. We also have Okalai, Ramos, and Kovalenko all possible as well. Everybody else here honestly won't really get too much game time as Deadwood players. I'm a little bit scared of the inexperience and that back four, but at the same time, fuck it. First game of the season, and it's against Empoli FC away from home. This is your starting 11. We're going with the full strength starting 11 to kick the season off. Let's see, is our team good enough to possibly win Serie A and Copa Italia and the Europa League? And here we go. We got to kick the season off with a win here, as Pulisic, probably the most experienced in Serie A in this squad right now. He's going to have to hopefully lead this team. Gio Reyna, he'll lay it down to Palacio. Palacio's into Vittoroku, and the youngster gets the first goal of the season. 4 minutes in, and Atalanta are winning 1-0. And it's a youngster that we bring everywhere we go, gets the job done. He is coming back just from injury as well a couple weeks ago. Perfect start. Slots in between the defenders, not offside, gets past the goalkeeper, and we're up 1-0. In the first half, that's been absolutely dominated by us here, is only resulting in a 1-0 lead at the break. Vittoroku, Dio into Palacios into Roku into Gio, and Gio Reyna will double the lead 65 minutes in. That second goal should have been here a long time ago in that first half. But it's here now in the 65th of the second half, and we are up 2-0. First game of the season is going to result into a 2-0 W. It was definitely dominant in that first half for around 40 minutes of that. A little bit of break allowing them to come into the game. They nearly scored an equalizer, but he went ahead and skied it there. We then had to go and double it, and it's kind of been just boring after that. 50-50 balls, just keeping possession. Both teams, honestly, not even them trying to attack. A 2-0 win. We will happily take that. Gio Reyna and Vittoroku on the score sheet. Two of the new younger boys in this squad. Obviously, Vittoroku has been with me every single season, every single team we go to, and he's been starting the season well every single season as well. So we'll see if we can continue doing that. Next game up, though, is Roma. We're gonna go ahead and play this Roma game to end the episode there. Their back five consists of Virgil van Dijk, and they also have Kevin De Bruyne in the midfield as well. What is that team? Holy cow. What is their rating? Does it show me the rating? Will it show me the rating? Where is Kevin De Bruyne? Show me his rating. 87 overall still 87 overall. What is that? And then Virgil van Dijk, 86 overall. Oh my god. They have Casemiro. What? They have Casemiro as well. 84 overall Casemiro. What is this team? This is an insane team. Wow. Alright. Well, yeah, this could go badly, especially with that back four there. We're going to go with the same starting 11, though. Our first home game as well. Let's see if Vittoroku can continue his fine form. Let's see how bad our back four is against Kevin De Bruyne. Holshek finds the back in net. Carnegie can't save that one. And Roma have the lead in the first 10 minutes of the game. That is just unacceptable from us. That's not how you want to start the game here. And this might be a savable shot for Carnegie. I think that is savable. I can't lie. It's very savable. Wow. Starting off the back foot to start the game. That's interesting. I didn't even see Kevin De Bruyne in that build-up at all. It's been all Wojciech, honestly. As Roku will find now Diallo, and Diallo will lose the ball. The only good thing is that's been the most input in Casemiro's on the field, but that has been the most input that Kevin De Bruyne has had onto the game. The only one that's been affecting the game so far has been Virgil. He's been shutting down everything. But maybe now with him out of position might open things up. Here's Eddie Nketiah now. And Eddie Nketiah coming on to score the equalizer. It's 1-1. We nearly messed it up there. We nearly gave it straight to the defender there. Virgil van Dijk was trailing right behind us. We get that lucky breakthrough. We just got to get Virgil out of position and we have a chance. Casemiro nearly making up for it though, as Zimmerman's going to come now on for Giovanni Reina. And Eddie Nketiah finds the back of the net, finds the upper corner, and we're back to level terms here after, I don't know how long, 70 minutes? As Hato just keeps giving the ball away. What is this team doing? And Hojek is in behind now. And Hojek's going to find the back of the net. And Roma's going to have the lead again. Hato cannot keep the ball to his own players. He gives it straight up to the attacker. And Hojek is in behind. And Roma retake the lead pretty much minutes after giving up the lead. Hojek, counter, she says, can we go? We got to get the counter attack going now. Zimmerman, Palacios. Zimmerman, Palacios, Eddie Nketiah into Diallo, and Diallo saved by the keeper, and that's that. We're going to lose our first game and our second game of the season. We lose 2-1 to Roma. We couldn't shut down Hojek. We made mistakes in that back line. The inexperience absolutely killed us there. And to make matters worse, look at next episode. We have Napoli, AC Milan, Inter Milan, as well as a Europa League game there as well. Are we even in the Europa League? We should be in the Europa League, right? If we're not in the Europa League, this season is pointless. We are in the Europa League. Reach the group stage? We're already in the group stage, aren't we? We haven't had to play any qualifiers, so I'm not quite sure about that. Do I want to make any transfer business with 100 million left? Honestly, yes, but honestly at the same time, I can't be bothered. I really can't be bothered. Maybe bring in Diamande as an option there, but he's not really great enough there. We have Burango, who we just tried to bring in, but Man City went ahead and got that and won a battle there. So maybe not. Maybe we just suck it up and go, and I think that's exactly what we do. We suck it up into January and we go. I kind of want to see if we get the group stages or what's going to happen. Because we should be in the group stages of the Europa League, and there it is. We are in the group stages of the Europa League. This is our Europa League group. We have SC Braga, Young Boys, and AGF. Quickly going to the other ones just to see some familiar faces or some well-known teams. Like Lyon is in there, so that'll be interesting. Aston Villa is in there. Tottenham, Sevilla, RB Leipzig, Marseille, and Wolfsburg. So very easy there. In the Champions League, this is also big as well because these teams could get knocked down. If there's three like juggernauts, they could get knocked down to the Europa League. And honestly, looking like that, Group A looks like the most threatening. Maybe Group D as well is when those teams get knocked down. Group H could also see Arsenal, Bayern, or Ajax get knocked down. And I have a feeling it might be Arsenal to get knocked down in that group. It might even be Bayern to get knocked down in that group. Those are things that happen in these career modes. So next episode is going to be a juggernaut of an episode. Because we have Napoli, AC Milan, Inter Milan, and SC Braga. Wow. What a way to start the career mode this season. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all back tomorrow for another episode. Peace out.